Are you struggling to generate more referrals? I'm gonna give you 8 simple strategies that have helped one of our coaching students generate 80% more referrals in just 30 days. So these strategies are broken down into 2 separate concepts. Number 1 is the operational side, and the second side is the sales aspects. So let's start with operations, and then we'll get to sales later in the video. The first step when it comes to the operations is the systems and automation side. When it comes to systems, this is just really simplistic. This is the templated emails, text messages, and videos that you're gonna be sending out to somebody. And then there's the automation side, which is then taking those templates, importing them into a CRM system so you can create something called a campaign, which several different CRMs have, where you essentially can add a lead to a campaign and it would automatically send out these text messages, these emails, setting up a task to call them, setting up the videos you've already pre-recorded with ease, okay? It's just one-time setup. It's automated. It's just gonna be sent out within certain time frames. Point number 2 is gonna be, you do not have to do this all yourself, because the second part of the operations side is gonna be specifically talking about hiring an assistant. Having somebody paid as a transaction coordinator, something like $300, $400, $500. I even pay some people as high as $1,000 per transaction. Obviously, they're doing a little bit more work than the average transaction coordinator. You can come up with whatever's better for your specific area. That individual, you can give them the task of saying, hey, come up with a couple templates, text and emails, and then you can come back, make some edits, record them, tweak everything, and then set up those campaigns with your assistant. This way, they're essentially doing a large majority of the work. You're just tweaking. You have the system set up, you have the automation set up, and you don't even need to do 100% of the work. Part number 2 of the operational side, this is exactly what happens next when you sign somebody on as a listing or as an exclusive. That means they've agreed to having you market their property. And just like if you were gonna be a coaching student, you wanna make sure you start receiving value ASAP. You're not gonna wait a week to all of a sudden start seeing results. You wanna make sure expectations are set, expectations are met. It just has to be a very systematic way of something being, this is what's going to happen, and then it happens right away. Because what happens is the second somebody signs, they're immediately going to start doubting the decision they made. You need to give them several reasons as to reaffirm that they made the right decision. So it's about how fast can they see value in what they just made a decision on. Example 1 is a real estate agent. They said, would you be totally against having me market your property? They say yes, they sign. And then it takes them a week or 2 before they hear back from that agent saying, oh yeah, I just wanna let you know, the property is finally listed. Here's all the places that it's been listed. Tell me what you think. Versus option number 2, they do the same script. Would you be totally against me marketing your property? They say, sure, no problem. They sign, authorize the agreement, and then they receive an email and a text message every single day saying, thank you for entrusting me for marketing your property. We've taken all the notes and we've created an offering memorandum for your property. You can check it out here. We've also uploaded your property on these 3 websites. Check it out here. And like every single day, it's another value stack of saying, hey, this is what we told you we were gonna do. Here's it done. This is what it looks like. Want to make sure we have your approvals before we can set it live. Both people probably did the same exact thing. I'm just value stacking it faster. Expectation has been set. Expectation has been met so fast that they're like, wow, this person is on their game. Another thing you could be doing on a weekly basis, which is super freaking powerful, is that you can be sending them weekly updates of how many views the marketing got, how many views the websites have received, how many inquiries, how many offers, how many calls have you received. Instead of just saying, hey, just wanna let you know we've been having lots of conversations with our investors, or just wanna let you know we've been marketing your property like crazy. Being really specific allows your client to feel comfortable and trust you, like that you know what you're doing. Point number 3 when it comes to the operational side is the specific mindset you need to have when it comes to getting referrals. The last 2 things that we've just mentioned is by up-leveling your client service so that you then can ask. Because if your client service is just average, you're gonna have a very average amount of referrals that you receive. But now when it comes to mindset, it's important to think, just like Gary Vee has said in previous videos, the give, ask mentality, which is along the lines of, you're not going to ask for a referral until what? I have so many people that come to me and they're like, Henry, I'm not receiving a lot of referrals. Okay, can I ask you something? How many referrals have you given? I haven't given any. Well, then how could you possibly expect to receive any back? This is just a bare bones minimum of just how to be thinking about the game of referrals. It's a give, ask world. Now for the second half of this video, we're gonna be specifically talking about the sales aspects of how to generate more referrals. Step number 1 when it comes to the sales side is tracking the data. So many of us, including myself early on in my career, could not tell you with certainty how many referrals I've given, how many referrals I've received, how many times I've asked for a referral, how many people I've added to my professional partners list because I didn't even know how many people were on their list in the first place. I didn't have all of this set up. So the first part of it is track the data. How many times are you asking referrals? How many times are you giving referrals on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? How many people on your professional partners list today? How many have you added this week, this month, this quarter, this year? Because at the bare bones minimum, if all you did was track the amount of individuals that you specifically had on your list, how many referrals per day you've given out, and how many times per day you've asked for a referral, you will already start seeing a massive increase in the amount of referrals that you receive. Just that bare bones piece alone. If you did nothing else from this entire video and all you did was track these 3 pieces of information, I assure you, you will start receiving more referrals, hands down, end of story. Part number 2 of the sales aspect, timing matters. You want to make sure that you're asking, how is my team and I doing for you at the correct time? Because if you're asking after you just had a really bad phone call with them, or during the bad phone call, or before you even ask them how things are going, you don't know how things are going in their mind, it can be bad timing. Which is why the first line in the script is specifically, how is my team and I doing for you? And when they say, you're doing great, you're doing good, everything's fantastic, thank you so much, that's the opening. They're opening a door for you to now ask for some referrals. So now you're gonna step forward through that door and you're gonna ask the next question, which is, I appreciate that so very much. John, can I ask you for a favor? They're always gonna say yes. And then you're just gonna ask for that favor, which is, John, can I count on you for one fantastic referral? Someone who's just like you looking to sell their property for top dollar so they can retire in the next 30 days? Or do you happen to have somebody in mind right now? You wanna let the pause. You wanna let that happen. As soon as you say that sentence, you wanna drop the mic so you can't even talk anymore, right? Shut up, and the next person who speaks wins. Stop. Let them respond. Part number 3 of the sales process is around setting up meetings at the next meeting. You set up a meeting at the meeting. When you're having your weekly call, you're then going to schedule the next meeting from that meeting. Every single time you're gonna do an update meeting, you're then gonna coordinate the next time you're gonna be speaking. 1. Number 2 part of this is that you're gonna wanna make sure you have an agenda for those weekly meetings. Like we talked about previously, we have all those metrics you should be tracking. How is all the marketing doing? How many offers have you received? What's the impressions look like? All of it. And you're gonna wanna make sure that they have copies of all of this so that they don't just imagine that you're actually doing what you said that you did. Here's copies of everything that I did. That agenda should specifically be like, quick opening, how are you in the family? You wanna connect. Then you're gonna specifically go into, this is exactly what's happened over the last 7 days, so here's proof. The third part of this is saying, what can my team and I be doing better for you? And then you're gonna go right into the referral script based on how that experience went. Because I was like, no, you're doing a fantastic job. Awesome. Because that's the segue. That's the segue into doing your referral script at that weekly meeting. And part number 4 of the sales aspects is you need to think about and incentivize, whether it's you or anybody on your team, that you work as a team to increase your referrals. Let me explain what I mean by this. When it comes to generating referrals, it is a team effort. So my transaction coordinators, my full-time support staff is incentivized to do all of these activities like we've mentioned in this video here so that we can increase the amount of referrals that we're receiving. They're incentivized to be asking on their one-on-one calls that they have with the client. They're incentivized to be going above and beyond because every referral that we receive from that client, they're incentivized to do that. The transaction coordination fee, you can say like, listen, based on every referral we receive, you receive an additional $100, $150, $250 per referral we receive from that client during the transaction process and 90 days afterwards. You want to have the entire team rowing in the right direction. If we can check all of these boxes and have us all rowing in the right direction, everyone deserves to win. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, if you could check every single box in this video, I assure you, you can see amazing results just like our top student here who's is seeing a result of 80% increased referrals received in just 30 days. So I'm excited to see the results you guys have. If you have any questions about referrals or need any more support, you can put something down in the comment section down below since we answer every single comment. You can also check out the description down below as we have a lot of amazing resources for free in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and we'll see you next time. Take care.